Georgia Tech in back-to-back weeks. I guess you'd say you can take the next 2 weeks off because there's not going to be any pass defense. But I know that the safeties are way more involved in that. What does it mean playing a couple of triple option teams in a row for what you got to do on a day-to-day basis in the defense?
Well, first off, it's no relaxing in that back end. Playing against triple option, you just got to know your assignment, because it's easy for anything to happen in those type of offense schemes and stuff like that.
What's the challenge of when you go against pro style or spread teams week to week? Getting 1 week to prepare for a triple option team.
I mean, it's not difficult, but we got to prepare ourselves as in looking at a lot of film for the opponent, and just knowing our assignments and preparing ourselves throughout the week.
How did y'all treat it last year going into that game? Had y'all done some prep like in August and stuff, so it wasn't like totally new the week of Georgia Tech week?
We kind of prepped like I say mid-season, but we also we didn't let it go by. We knew who was going to play at the end of the day, which is Georgia Tech, and we knew what we had to do to prepare ourselves for that triple option.
So this year probably the same thing too, a little bit in August.
Yeah, but as of right now, we're focusing on Georgia Southern.
But I mean, just the triple option.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You guys work on that cut block drill. Looks like every day too, right? I mean, you feel like you're sort of prepared from that standpoint.
Yes, sir. Well, that drill is very important when you're dealing with teams like that because anything can happen. As a person getting cut, it's below a knee out, anything can happen. So working that drill is like probably the best thing for us.
How much film of Southern have y'all watched so far?
We just started watching film today, actually.
Okay.
Did you watch anything from the West Virginia and Appalachian State games? Because it looked like they shut them down compared to.
Yeah, we actually watched some clips from that game.
And what are some takeaways y'all saw from that sort of blueprint to beating them?
They really have very good athletes on that team. The main thing is staying focused and actually knowing everybody on the defensive side knowing their assignment to do and that in our defense for that team.
Did you guys, as a defense, is your confidence building at this point? I mean, you're coming off some pretty good games in a row.
Yeah, I feel like we coming well. We together, but as a whole, I feel like everybody is on the same page. We made mistakes, but I feel like it's getting better in the back end and the front end.
How impressive was Malcolm's interception, and just how much air he got on jumping it?
Very impressive. He's an athlete, and just seeing him make that big play, I was very excited for him.
How much have you seen him do that in practice, that kind of thing?
He makes a lot of plays in practice. It's just the work ethic is very high for him. And he just, is a very hard worker.
Is it true he was actually out of position on the play? Like he wasn't where he was supposed to be at that very?
Well, he was in the correct place to get that interception. But
well, sure for that.
Yeah, but it's a little mistake that was made in that play. But and positive things happened in that play and we got the interception.
With the success y'all have had lately, how much do you carry over when you are playing a team that's got two teams in a row here that have completely different offenses that you face so far?
Pretty much, I say knowing our assignments because in that type of scheme you got to understand like one mess up and somebody can end up out the hole, but just preparing ourselves to be the main thing, staying focused on what we got to do to prepare for this team.
Do you think there's some carryover between what Auburn ran and what you might see from Georgia Southern in terms of the run, some of the run?
Kind of. But the thing is, just knowing their scheme is a lot different from Auburn's. But just going back and watching a lot of film would be the main key for us as a defense.
On that interception by Parrish, if that ball was on target, I saw you kind of coming underneath that. Did you think you had a shot at it?
Yeah.
It was on target?
Yeah, I told myself if that ball was thrown like how it's supposed to be thrown, I was gonna take that to the house.
Yeah,
the house call.
So you were pretty confident you would get your hands on it?
Yeah, it's just when I seen the ball was like literally high, and when I looked back, I just seen Malcolm in the air. I said, "Whoa!" But that ball was thrown perfect to that receiver. I was gonna take them.
Did you kind of get after Malcolm about that? Just kind of you guys have a little fun with each other? But
oh yeah, I actually told him. I said, "Man, if that ball was in that hole, it was mine." He said he seen me flash by him. Either I was gonna hit him real hard, or I was gonna pick that off.
You guys leading the SEC in pass defense and nationally ranked. And do you guys look at that? This is a young secondary. I'm assuming there's some excitement about where you guys can go with this as a unit.
Yeah, we actually, we don't really get tied in all the rankings. We feel good as a whole about the, the rankings and stuff like that. But as a whole, we, stay focused and continue working and try to be the best. That's our main thing.